Hello and welcome back to Pop Culture Reacts. And it is finally time for me to bring along one of my favourite newish bands because they've now been about for like 10 years. Um,
Wow.
but, it is one of those of I have been following them for a very long time because they do touch me in my little goth heart as goth, goth
Do
punk.
goths have hearts? I don't know. I don't know.
It's encased in a coffin.
Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense.
As we are going all the way back to their first EP. So I'm going to bring you in from the beginning with a bit of Gloom.
As I said to you beforehand, it sounds like we're going for a cheery number.
So yeah, these are a band that I absolutely love. They just do things that I like. So I'm hoping that you enjoy them too, enough
I,
that we
the,
can
the only
play more.
the only thing I know about them is I saw as I was pulling them up that they're from Southampton.
Yes.
That provides me no musical context whatsoever. It might be the first band from Southampton I'm ever listening to, although sometimes there might be some really famous people from Southampton. I just don't know who they are. But
Matt Letizia.
Matt Letizia, yeah. Although wasn't he technically from Jersey? But
Yeah.
him and
Francis
Bergerac.
Panetti.
Anyway, that's enough about Graham Lasso. Is he from
He was from
Southampton?
Jersey.
Oh bloody hell! It's a Jersey boy, isn't it? Right. Enough about that. Let's see what cracks open your goth heart.
There's all these vacant eyes in the club tonight. We look a lot more human here. You know I loved you once for a couple of months. You were too drunk to care. They only want you when you're gone. No, I don't try it. Of all the times, the hardest when you come. But I learned I wanted what we had died. Yeah. When I held you like you were kitchen knife, no, I don't hold you at all. Under the sapphire light of this lonely night, I dance along, don't feel much no more. Make it harder just to sleep. No, I don't try it. With all the secrets you don't keep. But I learned I wanted what we had done. Yeah, I learned I wanted what we had done. See the stars shine above you. Did he hold your hand like I used to? I know that in this world, there's two types of people. Ones you walk away from, ones that you'll give in to. Identify. Did you see the stars shine above you? Or did he hold your hand like I used to? I know that in this world, there's two types of people. Ones you walk away from, ones that you'll give in to. They only want you when you're gone. No, I don't try it. Of all the
Paused it. Perfect timing.
Hey.
I would like to hear more of their stuff. He
So,
says, before I talk more, because I think you're going to hate where I go with this, but I would like to hear more stuff.
so
I
with
want that context in first. Before I get destroyed for what I'm about to say, I want that. I do want to hear more.
so with Creeper, so they're another one of those sort of bands that do like a bit like Ghost, where each sort of section of them has a different story and a different arc to how they present themselves and what they do in the story of the
Okay,
albums
yeah.
and stuff. So the first
Well, you and
EP,
your bloody law. You're a
I
law
know,
whore.
right? So like the first EP doesn't, and then the second EP and the third EP join together as with Law. Then you have the first album, third album, and the new album. And again, a little bit like Ghost, something happens on the last show of every tour to kill them off, to make them,
Huh.
to break that
So they
tour
can
cycle.
creep back for the next
Yes,
album, yeah.
it's. But yeah,
And
I
for
love this.
context, the term creeper is used in our house for what we would describe as a sex pest or someone who looks in people's windows. So when I go into these things, there's always that context in there. Yeah, that's what it means in my house, but presumably not in theirs. I presume that's
No,
not part of their law.
no,
So I've got a question. I want to start
yes.
out with a question. What is goth about this? Because you said goth. Is it
So
just because he wears a black jacket? Because that's not goth.
no, it's with the first EP. This song anyway. This isn't really a very gothy one. This is a bit more really
Okay.
emo-y sort of turge.
Good. Because
But
I was
they
worried
they
that we might have to have a conversation.
but they do sort of. There is a lot more on there of that sort of, not so much like Misfits goth or sort of
Yeah.
proper horror, and it's that more sort of Halloweeny, but also old school 80s goth sort of vibe and
Mm-hmm.
lyricism
Mm-hmm.
style.
Yeah. I mean, again, you've got the context. I wouldn't have led off with goth and then played this song because I was expecting something totally different, and I didn't get anything goth related at all out of this. Not a modicum of it, other than he had black hair and a black jacket.
So yeah, it does. The later stuff is, there is much more of a sort of goth vibe and lyrically and stuff like that than this song itself. But yes, as a whole,
Yeah. Okay. As a whole. Hey, brilliant gag. So let me get the bit out the way that I think you're gonna hate, and anyone who's a fan is gonna hate what I think I'm about to say. Aren't they just Busted and McFly but with a better singer? Because that's what I just heard was a Busted or a McFly song, but with who I think is actually, other than on the choruses, I really liked his singing. But everything musically was kind of twee pop punk, but leaning really into the kind of the as I say, for me, the Busted and McFly style of music. And oh my god, someone needs to have a word with them before they recorded this and tell them when they do that backing singing bit, it is awful. It makes it sound terrible. But yeah, I don't know. But as I say, I want to hear more because I feel like the main dude, I don't know what his name is. Like,
Will
what's the?
Gold.
I think there's a lot there to like. I think his vocals at point was oh yeah, I think there's something here, but oh, like what was going on around it. And when I say they're Busted on McFly, and also there are parts of it for the Pop Culture Reacts drinking game, and Chris brings something, the music would have fit very, very squarely in Euro Trip, Road Trip, whichever crass, terrible trip movie from the 90s that you wanted to pick. And again, I think it's I'm really interested to see where they go, because I think there's something there. I can see kind of some nuggets, but I hope they go far away from this sort of song.
Well, we'll definitely do more. I will
Yes.
I will we'll do it in a bit of a sort of chronological thing. So next time I come in, I'll come with something further along from like obviously other than the first EP. But it's one of those of I'd say that it could fit in Eurotrip and things like that. But that's right in my wheelhouse, as you know. My love of that sort of pop punky stuff,
Yeah.
and I take no shame in my love of it. But I don't get the McFly bustedness to it. But then I
Well, I
guess
mean
but
that is
McFly and
that is
Busted were basically doing a more
yeah,
watered down version
yeah.
of
They're a much more pop. They are pop punk,
yeah
right? Aren't they? They kind of certainly for a UK audience, they took that sound that bands have been doing, and not my cup of tea anywhere, but anyway, but kind of saccharined it and popped it up to the nth degree, to a a degree that found an audience. My God, somehow it found an audience for music, like an even wider audience, and like people you wouldn't. But yeah, like it kind of had musically that energy to it, leaning more to that than leaning to the I don't know the I'm gonna say the grungier, but the darker sort of some of the pop punk that was probably in the early days of it, or the edgier. And I
yeah.
say that with almost bile in my throat, the edgier side of pop punk.
But yes, we will definitely do more. You lot out there, what should we go with next?
Oh, and for anyone who's amazingly clicked on the video at the end by mistake, and you're going back to the beginning, when Chris says a goth band, ignore that bit, because this isn't a goth song. And again, I don't think that helped it for me. I think I was expecting there, and what I got was stuff that is often brought to the channel that I don't like.
So
But I will find some I do like. I will. I won't stop. I will find new metal that I like, and I will find pop punk that I like. I think I'm more likely to find pop punk that I like than new metal, but we will find it. The quest will continue. But we need you guys out there to pick stuff, because, Lacey's picked so far, not so good. Not so good. Oh, not so good for me, should I say.
As we say, you even shot down the boys' picks.
Oh yeah, but like that was the boy by you by extension, wasn't it? Like he's probably heard most of that from you. So
so as always, like, subscribe, ring the bells, and until next time.
and the
good day.
quest for pop punk continues. Goodbye.